Hello, welcome back for Unit 6 of our Modern World History course here at Waldorf University Online. And this week is all about imperialism. We're going to talk about old imperialism, new imperialism. You should have a good sense by the time we get through this, because I'm going to ask you to do a couple of different things to build on our continuing kind of growth of knowledge we've seen throughout the course so far. So when we talk about imperialism, most often we're talking about European peoples going out and creating colonies throughout the world. We're going to see this unfold over time in a couple of different ways. We have kind of this initial era from 1400 to 1750 during what people call the Age of Exploration, as European peoples are mastering new technologies and heading out throughout the globe to create an initial series of colonies. Then, as we get to post-1750, we see that take a big change. You're going to read about that in the textbook, and then you're going to take that over to the discussion board, and you're going to talk about the differences between the two. So your question on the discussion board is, how did the motives or the era of new imperialism differ in motive, method, and philosophy from the first imperial age? So to do that, you're going to have to understand kind of what the key characteristics of each was, what kind of the defining and driving forces in European countries led them to go out and create colonies, how they went about it. Even in North America, we can see this in a variety of different ways, where the Spanish have a colonial system based on a racial hierarchy called the Peninsulare system. We see the French focusing more on incorporation and building a commercial empire, although they do definitely have settlements. And we see the English coming to create permanent settlements and build new economies in their colonies here. And even within the English Empire, they have different visions of empire, where old Whigs looked at as an authoritarian top-down model, and we see new Whigs focusing on a government built on more equality for people throughout the empire. You're going to look at that a little bit. You're going to talk about it on the discussion board. Make sure you're getting that first post in by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. With your follow-up, your first post due at Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then that response the following Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. as well. The other thing you got to do is kind of a little bit different assignment. Your Unit 6 essay, you're going to do a kind of a non-traditional scholarly piece of work here. You're going to write a letter to the editor from the vantage point of somebody in an African country or Asian country during this era of new imperialism. So what you're going to do is, first you got to put yourself in the other people's shoes. Empathy is a big part of history. It's a big part of storytelling. It's a big part of understanding the past, being able to look through somebody else's eyes and understand the world as they see it, or at least trying to do that to the best of your ability. And so the prompt says, colonial powers justified the taking of colonies in Asia and Africa in several ways: political, economic, nationalistic, social, cultural, and even for reasons of morality. Choose a native culture which came to be part of the European Empire in this period, and from the native point of view, write a letter to the editor expressing your thoughts about how and why your people became a part of that empire. So the first thing you got to do is select a country, be that in Africa or Asia. Then focus on maybe a couple of those different factors that are listed there. If you want to talk about political changes, if you want to talk about economic changes, social, cultural things, if you want to talk about nationalism, whatever that may be, build out your argument and your letter to the editor around that. And if you think about letters to the editor in the newspaper, most of the time they are some kind of an argument for a position. So you should clearly stake out what you're arguing from that point of view, and then defend it with evidence, which you've been working on throughout the course. Comment on the rationale for the empire given to you by the imperial masters, and state your objectives as to what, if anything, you would like to see changed. And I think masters is uncomfortable for us sometimes in the modern era, but that's how these relationships were largely defined during this time period. And I want you to consider what it'd be like from the point of view of a person in one of these countries that's being colonized, what it's like looking back the other direction. Support your position with specific historical evidence, make it 2 pages in length, APA guidelines, all that stuff, and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward there. I think we're continuing to do a really good job across the board. I'm seeing some really positive work. I appreciate the effort you've put into the course so far. I look forward to the great things you're going to do this week. Good luck.